back to Kentucky Ancestors. If you're just joining us, our guest Alice submitted a family mystery that involves smuggling medicine across the Mississippi River during the Civil War. Noma's mother was a Luttrell by birth, and her maternal grandmother had the surname of King. But that's as far as the similarities actually go. So our genealogy expert Sherry explained in the video that proper research, these complex family stories, can actually take on a life of their own and end up being passed on to future generations, as she mentioned, like a bad game of telephone, right? The different versions of the truth. So we're not sure who actually smuggled the quinine further south, nor whose ferry was used. Noma's family branches stretch from Tennessee all the way up to the Ohio River near Henderson. So who was the smuggler in Noma's family, right? Noma wrote down the story as told to her, and then on the story's way to Noma's ears, someone else then got the details wrong. But it's more than likely that the essence of the story is still true. Besides, for an activity that was so steeped in secrecy in order to avoid capture, how many details may have been lost or erased actually on purpose, actually to save people? As with many family stories, sometimes we actually may never, know that truth, certainly. But earlier, you read a portion of an ad placed in the Hickman Courier by your ancestor, yes, John Boyer, to promote his services. Actually, and here's a look at the particular ad. So can you read to us again where he offered to ferry people?
To Missouri, Arkansas, and Texas.
So Alice, will you please note the last name of the competent and attentive manager listed in a second ad that we discovered?
Mr. C.W. Fleetwood.
So does that name sound vaguely familiar?
Relative.
Right? So possibly a relative of America Fleetwood, my new favorite name. Love that. We believe the manager to be Charles W. Fleetwood, the brother of John's wife, America. So perhaps John Boyer's ferry was more connected to the story than Noma's article actually let on. This newspaper ad was posted in 1874, the year after John Boyer's death of yellow fever, which incidentally is also a mosquito-borne illness. So on the Fleetwood side, had you discovered much about?
Well, no, not too much. It's another one I'm working on, but I know Fleetwood's was a guardian for my great-grandmother and her brother. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe my second great-grandfather named his last son Robert Lee Boyer because the Union Army hadn't reimbursed him for his ferry.
A little payback, huh? You think? Maybe. We'll have to look into that. We'll do another show maybe on that one. Well, join us next month on Kentucky Ancestors as we race to discover one family's connection to the first Kentucky Derby winner. For the Kentucky Historical Society, I'm Heather French Henry.